This is a very quick video explaining the science of disgust. The source of this video is from my summary of the Sci 2-3 course from Macquarie University. So to begin with, disgust is interpreted by Darwin, who saw this reaction in animals, infants and pharaohs, that it stemmed from a distaste in the mouth. There was a late emergence of disgust, which occurred from 4 to 7 years in humans, and it requires a degree of cognitive sophistication to understand the idea of contamination. There are laws of sympathetic magic which revolve around this idea of disgust. They include similarity, in which just showing an image of, let's say, a cockroach is able to elicit the response, disgust. And there's also contagion, that once in contact with a disgusting thing, always in contact. Disease avoidance approach. According to the disease avoidance approach, it is the behavior pattern that motivates aversion to a contaminant. We have to consider the source of the elicitor, which evokes disgust, and they include things from others that appear disgusting. Curtis and Bryan stated that when exposed to disgusting images, individuals eventually habituated to it. It was reasoned that strangers carry novel pathogens, but if, let's say, people within one's own family, the pathogens are less apparent because they have habituated. Stevenson and Rapper-Coley in 2015 also highlight this idea of source familiarity and disgust, and state that source effect with constant exposure produces habituation. So, for example, if an individual has a dog and always has to pick up the dog's excrement, then that individual will eventually habituate to the smell and thus would have a reduced disgust reaction. But if it was another dog's excrement, then that individual would elicit that disgust response because the other dog is not familiar to the individual. Furthermore, one can also study how sexual arousal and disgust are affected by each other. Stevenson et al. In 2009 found that sexually aroused individuals were able to find relevant stimuli less disgusting, which is, of course, necessary in order to help procreate. The absence of disgust in animals can be shown through converging observations, but we can see some animals being influenced, being keen to remove, let's say, feces from their body or from food, such as in the likes of the great apes. Sarabian and McIntosh in 2015 found that monkeys ate wheat from plastic more than a fake turd more than a turd. This thus shows evidence for continuity of the evolution of disgust. And finally, we have moral disgust, but that has a low correlation with actual disgust. There just isn't enough research here. Therefore, in this video we looked at disgust, the evolution of disgust, the late emergence of disgust, the laws of sympathetic magic that also relate to disgust, such as similarity and contagion, disease avoidance approach, the source of the elicitor, the source familiarity and disgust, sexual arousal and disgust, absence of disgust in animals, except the great apes, Sarabian and McIntosh's findings about what macaque monkeys deemed disgusting, and the potential of moral disgust. So yeah, thanks for watching.